Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. I would like to preface this video with two quick things. I promise I don't really have much of a double chin, but it seems like every angle in this car that's steady is making it look like I have one. Secondly, the air is on because it's very hot, so if you hear like whooshing or whirring or whatever the hell you want to call it, it's the air conditioner of the car. So, I just wanted to briefly talk about three games that I was pretty excited to hear about, or wanted to let more people know about that maybe don't know about it, or maybe you do. I'm a fairly frequent, visitor of, a frequent visitor. How about that? I'm a frequent visitor of Dreamcast-talk.com, and it's a great board with a bunch of nice people from who I've spoken to thus far for the past couple of years, and they talk about anything from things that are out now to things that are coming out and all that type of stuff. So they have a great Homebrew section where you talk about new releases and Homebrew titles on the Dreamcast. I mean, this is the only console I know of that has been out for so damn long or dead for so long and still getting a lot of love from the gaming community in terms of homebrews and hacks and mods and all this other crap. So there's three titles I wanted to just shed some light on in case anyone was interested. I know I'm interested. The first is one you've probably heard of. It was originally released on the Sega Genesis Mega Drive in a few different regions, I believe, with different languages, and that's Pier Solar, or Pier Solar. They're making an HD version which is coming out on, don't quote me on this, Dreamcast, Wii or Wii U, I don't remember which one, I'm going to say Wii U, PSN, Xbox Live, all that stuff, but it's also coming out on the Dreamcast, like I said, except obviously that version's not going to be HD because the Dreamcast at most, besides being upscaled with an upscaler, which isn't true, resolution or whatever you want to call it, is not HD, it's EDTV, it's Enhanced Definition Television, which is 480p. So I think like a DVD is 480i, the Dreamcast can do 480p if you have a VGA adapter or the VGA cord for the Dreamcast. So anyhow, this game was the biggest game in terms of the size of storage for the Sega Genesis ever. It also came originally with I think it came with it, or you had to buy it separately now, a soundtrack that you can put in your Sega CD, and I've never heard of this before this. You can play the game, but instead of using the regular cartridge music, it plays the music at certain points off of the CD, and I thought that was really cool. I don't own the game on the Genesis Mega Drive, but they are re-releasing it, like I said, on the Dreamcast, and I think it's about $50. They kickstarted it, but I didn't put in for the Kickstarter. I wasn't sure yet, but I did pre-order it now. The best way for me to describe it is kind of like an old 16-bit RPG, obviously with the HD version or EDTV version, enhanced version. It's pretty. It's a very pretty game. It's very drawn looking. I hear the game could be a bit difficult, and certain battles you have require certain items or weapons to defeat certain bosses. They can be kind of hard, and that the storyline isn't the best. That's what I've heard. I know they've made a lot of changes to the game, so hopefully they've tweaked and fixed a couple things that were bothersome. I know there's also a save feature where the game wouldn't actually save after you saved unless you walked out of the room you were in onto the next screen, which I've never heard of before. So I think they fixed that. They've said, I've been on the Watermelon. Watermelon is the company that makes it. I've been on their website. On a side note, they've also are developing a RPG beat-em-up for, I think, the Super Nintendo. I can't think of the name of it right now. I think it's called Project Y currently. Don't quote me on that again. But anyhow, so check out Watermelon Group. I'm gonna put all these links for these three games I'm mentioning down in the description in case you have any interest. But so the first is Pier Solar HD. The second one is called Elysian Shadows, and it's also a role-playing game. I don't know if I mentioned Pier Solar was an RPG, but it is. Like kind of an old-fashioned RPG. Well, this is also another old-fashioned looking RPG, sort of a 3/4 top-down view. They went with like a very sprite look. That one's supposed to come out on the Dreamcast, and I think a couple other consoles as well. And what's really cool about this project is the developers have a YouTube channel that they update pretty frequently with them making the game. So they'll talk to you about what they're doing, and the videos are lengthy. It's not like a 5-minute video. These are like 30, 45-minute videos. They'll talk about what they're doing in the game, and they'll show you little things they're doing or what they've updated since last time they spoke to you. So it's really cool, and they seem like down-to-earth guys. So I would keep an eye on Elysian Shadows on top of Pier Solar if you guys are role-playing game fans. It just looks cool that people are still developing old-fashioned type RPGs, which I am a fan of. Though I feel like in a way, some of them have gotten stale to me at this point in my life. I definitely like the old formula, the old format they have, and these two fit that mold. And finally is a game that really caught my eye at first because I guess it was in development for a while, and now they decided they weren't doing it, and then some people left, and now they're doing it. It's called, come on, dickface. You're in the middle of a fucking intersection. Really, come on. We're sitting at an intersection with the guy blocking the intersection. This is what I mean about working in a bad area. Because they don't care. The people don't, and this guy is going. Light's red already. The people don't care, so they'll just sit in the intersection and fuck you over because, they want to do what they want to do when they want to do it. Okay, enough negativity. So, this one is called Hypertension, Harmony of Darkness. There's a pretty cool trailer with some live action in it and some gameplay. It looks very reminiscent to Blood. If you were a mid-90s PC gamer, you will know Blood. It is a great first-person shooter with a lot of humor, built during the 3D. I think 3D Realms and Monolith had a hand in it. I don't remember who did what, but they were looking to, I think, not re-release Blood, but do kind of like a Blood homage, if you will. I think, from what I remember, and the negotiations kind of fell apart. So some of the graphics are going to be, I think, changed, or at least changed enough to where they're not Blood, but they're going to be, similar. It's a first-person shooter, sort of, like I said, in the vein of Blood or Doom, but it just looks cool, I mean, you see a lot of shmups and other homebrew-type titles coming to the Dreamcast, coming to other systems, with homemade stuff, and you don't see many FPS games, and you don't see many RPGs. So these three titles really excited me. It was interesting to read and hear about them. Definitely check out Elysian Shadows YouTube channel. I'm going to put that down in the description along with their website. Same with Watermelon. Hypertension has a website, but it doesn't seem to be updated as frequently, though he is posting, his name is Corbin, he is posting fairly frequently in the, did you see that bubble come out of my mouth? He is posting fairly frequently in the Dreamcast Talk forums. So I might post that link. We've been asking him questions. Someone was asking him if it's going to be 2 or 4 players. I'm pretty sure it's 2-player split screen. He can't really implement 4 into the coding, but so that's cool. Local multiplayer, and we'll see what else we get from there. But anything that's out of that realm of shmups, which I've just never really been into too much. I like them, but they're not my favorite. I definitely dig. So hopefully you guys find some stuff in those 3 that interest you. And sorry about the cursing and yelling before. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.